What's up, baby? Time to get back into the classroom. Recap a couple of the plays that we saw the Steelers make versus the Browns. Let's talk about what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. So, this first play is going to be the TJ Watt sack that we saw happen in the third quarter. I'll play it for you full speed one time. See TJ right here at the bottom of the screen. Beats the tight end, gets a nice sack. All right. So now let's talk about Mr. TJ Watt, Mr. Sack Master. Guy's been balling out this season, man. Alrighty. So, from a defensive standpoint, they're in a cover one. And actually, this is one of my favorite blitzes that the Steelers run historically. They used to run this with James Harrison, Lamar Woodley, Joey Porter, and James Harrison. It's called Dog Rush 1. You got to love it because you're sending both your outside linebackers. They're going, obviously, you have your 3 interior down linemen rushing as well. So it's pretty much 5-on-5. Everybody has a 1-on-1. You're playing cover 1 in the back end. You see Minka is your middle field safety. Obviously, right here, you got Steven Nelson on his guy, Joe Hayden on his guy. The 2 linebackers will have the 2 backs, or I think it's the back and the tight end. Looks like 12 personnel. So they'll have those 2. And then obviously, Terrell Edmonds will have the other tight end. Now, the reason why I love this call is when I talk about the 1-on-1s, you get the freedom of the inside linebackers to hug rush on their 2 guys. So if their guys block, you add in the rush. If your guys go out in the pass route, then you cover them. And if you're TJ, you're either 1-on-1 with this tackle or 1-on-1 with this tight end. You got to be licking your chops if you do get that matchup. So right here, TJ knows, okay, I'm going to adjust my alignment and get a little width. And I know this is my guy right here. Now, it could be a run play, but you're banking on it being passed just because of the situation. And when you see as soon as TJ takes off, look at his hand placement. Right there, he goes hand to hand in terms of catching the tight end's hands before they can get to his interior pads in terms of his chest or his numbers. And as a pass rusher, that's always critical because if you allow whether it's a tight end, a running back, or a lineman to get their hands inside on your chest, they control you. They'll stop your momentum, and your rush will pretty much be dead for that play. But by TJ catching his hands, now he's able to work his rush release moves. And with that, for his rush release moves, he takes the guy's hands and goes down and away, which is what we always say is coaching clinic tape right there. Because if you don't go down and away, and you just drop your hands or just feel like you're going to walk off the block without having to use the block release, that gives the offensive player enough time to reset. But you see him swipe down and away. He makes him lose his balance. And then from there, it's just strictly closing speed. And then also on that play, you can see Vince Williams doing a good job because he understands, okay, him and Devin Bush have those 2 guys right here. Sometimes you communicate a 3-way pass with the safety on that tight end, but that's a lot of communication. So most of the time you lock the safety on that tight end on the backside, and those 2 guys stay front side, which I think what they did right here. But just watch how Vince Williams understands the concept, and now he's hug rushing this tight end. So you see him looking. Oh, he's in there. All right, let's go get a sack. Now, granted, when you get to this point, that is a little dangerous to just leave your guy. But Vince has done a great job in terms of having a feel for plays like that. And he's obviously had 10 sacks in his league before in the season. So you trust his judgment in those situations. But ultimately, this is one of those calls that you love as a defender, just because you know you're 1-on-1, man-on-man. And we tell people all the time as pass rushers, when you think of man coverage from the back end, that means it's man coverage for the pass rushers in the front end. So you should beat your guy. So that way you're winning your 1-on-1. You're keeping the secondary in very favorable situations. So right here, you can see it clear. Number 86 coming up, trying to block him. You see Vince and Devin communicating, understanding these are their 2 guys. Vince gives it a play call to let everybody know on the defense what they're still going to be in. And once again, just watch TJ's hands on this play. Right there. Catches him. Down and away. Vince hugs. Now here goes coming. Now it's just a race to the quarterback. And TJ happens to be a little bit faster than Vince. Gets the sack. So we'll play it again full speed for you. And these are some of the things as to why this defense is playing so well and why TJ Watt, and good job going for that ball too. You see him swipe at the ball at the end. It's the sign of an elite pass rusher. a guy that's very ball aware, and that's why he's having the season that he's having. So now the next play we're going to talk about is the Jaylen Samuels touchdown pass that he caught from Mason Rudolph in the third quarter. Ball was on the 3-yard line. And we'll talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about this play. So we'll play at full speed so you can see Jaylen Samuels scanning, release out the back. Nice catch. Beats the defenders to the end. All right. So let's dive into this thing here. All right. Well, first off, we're looking at the formation and we're seeing it's 3-by-1. When I say 3-by-1, I'm referring to the 3 receivers to the top of the screen. You got the nub tight end or the one person on the backside. And obviously Jaylen's over here. Now, the Browns are in a cover 4 coverage. So you know essentially the weak part of this defense is going to be the flats, just because the leverage that you're playing is typically inside out when you're on the in part of this. In terms of this linebacker, he's going to be the interior part of 3. He's going to be outside shade slightly, but you know that this corner is getting out of there. So that's going to be a void there. So let's look at what we see from Mason. Initially, when the play starts, Mason's looking front side, which he should be doing. And we see James Washington coming open, but I think with the pressure that he saw a little bit right here, it made him reset and not feel comfortable making that throw. And I'm not all the way opposed to that, because I'm a believer in, if you as the quarterback don't feel comfortable making that throw, don't make it. You can't go off what somebody else is seeing. You have to go off what you see. But what I did like about Jaylen Samuels is this. Going into this season, the concerns that people had about him was in his pass protection. Could he protect? Did he know the protections? Would he block and things like that? And a lot of younger, undersized running backs on downs like this get in a hurry and they won't scan to protect. They'll just release right now. And a lot of times it sets the offensive line up for failure. But what Jaylen does, he's patient. He's scanning. You see him look right, left, seeing is there any immediate threat, and there isn't. So now he knows that, okay, I can help out. So now you see him flaring out here. And the thing that I did like about Mason was once he didn't feel comfortable here, he stayed alive. He didn't force a throw. He didn't just take a sack. He moved his feet, found Jaylen going to the outside. And let's be real, it was a mistaken coverage by the Browns. Their corner goes to sleep over here. So if you see, he's supposed to be sitting out here, responsible for anything that's coming over here. He falls asleep at the wheel. He gets enamored with the crosser, which is James Washington. Bites on that. And now Jaylen is able to just continue to stay wide, make the catch, beat everybody to the end. I did like that part a lot. But the thing that you need to see, though, from the front side is with this combination right here, if Mason just has a little bit more time or just understands that don't wait till you see him open, throw it now. Because that's open in the NFL. Those are some of the things he has to work on. But like I said, he did do some good things on this play. And ultimately, sometimes the Browns are going to mess up or sometimes the defense is going to mess up. It's on you on offense to execute, and that's ultimately what they did. And now we'll see it again from the end zone. And you'll see just how wide open James Washington was coming through. But you also have to, like I said, understand the pressure that was in Mason's face. So it's a good concept in terms of the clear out. You got Tevin going high, Vance coming low. James is open right now. But if you don't have that throw right then, it's too late, because in this league, once you see him open, typically that window is closed by then. So you have to go somewhere else with the ball. But like I said, I did like how Mason moved his feet and watch Jaylen Samuels again, understanding that, hey, I know I want to get open right now. I know I need to be in a hurry, but he understands his responsibility first is to protect. And just watch how he scans. And like I said, it doesn't look like much, but he's scanning. And then he also understands, hey, it's cover 4. I don't need to sink over the middle and cover 4 with these routes over here. Let me go outside to the flat where I have more space to operate and I'm more quarterback friendly there. And that's the thing that I liked most about that play and most about what Jaylen Samuels did. So play it one more time, full speed for you. Good movement. Jaylen Beat everybody. Touchdown. Like I said, it's promising to see some of the things that we're seeing on film from Mason and from this offense. But at the same time, we got to see a lot more growth, and it has to continue. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, baby. Until next time, peace.